Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this October the 27th, 2025. I hope everybody had a great Monday out there so far, but it's a great Monday evening. Hope everybody can stay safe and well, and also enjoy the weather, because the only weather you got. Okay, in tonight's video, we're going to be taking a look here, what you see on the screen here, Major Hurricane Melissa, which has winds of 175 miles per hour, with stronger gusts well over 200 miles per hour. And all of this activity will move like it's wobbling a little bit to the west, but it eventually will take a kind of a northerly and northeasterly turn and affect areas of Jamaica. But if this thing continue to wobble a little further to the west and then move to the northwest, it could bypass Jamaica altogether and could spare you. But right now the National Hurricane Center has it going straight over pretty much central and western areas of Jamaica and then into eastern Cuba. So we'll continue to monitor that, but this is a very, very powerful storm. Look at the eye wall. It is a very, very you can see clearly a very clear eye wall in this system, and a lot of deep convection. That pink, even the whites and the grays, that is very, very deep convection with Hurricane Melissa. Alright, now let's go ahead and take a look at the forecast cone from the National Hurricane Center. You can see here's the tropical storm force winds in the yellow, the hurricane winds right behind the X and the M there. Now we'll continue to move on up to the western portions of Jamaica, central and eastern Cuba. You can see all the hurricane warnings are in effect. You can see for Jamaica, central, kind of eastern Cuba, central and southern Bahamas. Tropical storm warnings also in effect for the Turks and Caicos Islands, and also some hurricane watches there as well. That will be upgraded to a warning as well. Tropical storm winds, warnings, winds, whatever you'll call it, are in effect for western Haiti. And then as the system continues to lift away from the region, Bermuda, you should be under a hurricane warning later on as well, but it will be kind of a weaker hurricane by the time it reaches Bermuda. Alright, if you're tracking the system at home, it's located in latitude 16.7 north, longitude 78.4 west. Maximum sustained winds are at 175 miles an hour, the strongest hurricane so far recorded in the Atlantic Basin. Would not be surprised it could go up to 180. It could even reach 190. Would not be surprised to see that in the next couple of advisories before it makes landfall in Jamaica. Alright, right now it's a major hurricane, winds 110 miles an hour, moving to the northwest at 3 miles per hour. Alright, now here's the Spaghetti-O model. You can see they well and compacted going across Jamaica, eastern Cuba, the central and southern Bahamas, and then over toward Bermuda, and then out into the north central tropical Atlantic. Alright, now here's the intensity guidance right now. Have winds of 150 knots, equal up to 175 miles per hour. But you can see the winds will continue to come down. Some of the models keeps it category 5 storm pretty well through 168 hours out. Two keeps it as a category 4, about 168 to 156 hours out as well, 32 hours also. But then a lot of them drops it all back to a tropical storm in about 168 hours out. So alright, so get ready folks. Jamaica, hunker down. This is going to be a catastrophic damage event in the Jamaica area, probably even in Cuba, and even in the Turks and Caicos Islands, and also in the Bahamas as well. So there's going to be a lot of catastrophic damage from Jamaica to Cuba to the Bahamas, and maybe even a little bit of damage possibly in Bermuda. Alright, if you live along the east coast of the U.S., we dodged a bullet, so we're not going to expect any impacts except maybe along the area of beaches where we're expecting some high rip current risk, maybe even some beach erosion as that system kind of parallels the east coast and heads toward Bermuda, push a lot of that water toward the Atlantic coastal communities right along the coastal areas there. So expect some high rip current risk, dangerous surf, and also some beach erosion possible along the area beaches. Alright, now let's take a look at our local forecast here in the lower 48. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe. Also like these videos, share these videos, and let's continue to get the show on the road here, folks. And here is your Tuesday outlook. Alright, we got some shower activity around Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, to Delaware, to D.C., to West Virginia, to Wisconsin, through the Dakota, through Nebraska and Kansas, and portion of Oklahoma. More shower activity in portion of Idaho, Washington, and Oregon State, and coastal waters, northwest areas of California. Also, we even have some mixed precipitation in portion of northwestern Montana, northern Idaho, much of Washington and Oregon State as well. Thunderstorms and showers from areas of Oklahoma to Missouri to the Virginia, the Carolinas, Georgia, all the way down to Louisiana, and also the Atlantic coastal water. Hurricane Melissa will continue to move across toward the Cuba region as well. Got some thunderstorms and showers also across South Florida, including the Florida Keys. Otherwise, expect dry high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for your Tuesday. Alright, let's see if we can roll out on your Wednesday forecast. We're going to roll it out now, and it's going to look something like this. Alright, shower activity along the Atlantic coastal waters, stretching from New Hampshire to Delaware to D.C., to northern Georgia, to Mississippi, to Oklahoma, to Iowa, all the way through Michigan region. Thunderstorms and showers from around the eastern Virginia to the Carolinas, northern Florida, through Georgia to Alabama, Mississippi, and northeastern Gulf of Mexico. We got some shower activity in Washington State, even some mixed precipitation there as well in Oregon, Washington, Idaho, and Montana, and right along the Canadian-U.S. border. Otherwise, expect dry high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for your Wednesday. Alright, now let's move on to the current watch and warning advisory map we're locating across the nation. And it's going to roll out and look just like this here. Alright, as you can see, we got some tropical storm warning, hurricane warnings down in the just south of Cuba, north of Cuba. Also got storm warnings there in the purple off the Atlantic coastal water. We got frost and freeze products up here in portion of Connecticut, down toward the D.C., Delaware area, Maryland, also eastern D.C. area. Then we got some freeze warnings in effect for western New York State, coastal flood statements up here in areas of eastern Virginia, eastern North Carolina. Got flood watches still down here for you guys in eastern Florida, where you got some flooding going on. Up 20 inches of rain has occurred in some areas of eastern central Florida around the Orlando area. Be careful in that area because there's more rain to come. This is spawned by that low pressure system that's affecting the Carolinas today, and that will continue to lift off to the north and east slowly. Alright, we've got small craft advisory, gale warning from Maine to the east coast of Florida, also up here from southern Mississippi and Alabama coast, all the way to the east coast of Mexico. Also over here in southern California up to Washington State, we've got one county there in the purple with storm warning. Alright, we got freeze watches also in effect for portions of Kansas to Oklahoma to Texas to New Mexico and southwestern Texas. Central and South Texas got some special weather statements. Still got those heat advisories over here in southern California. Frost and freeze products also in northern California, Oregon, also portions of Utah and also Colorado. Also, we got some red flag warnings there as well, and also some winter weather advisory, winter storm warning for you guys in Wyoming. Hawaii and Chain Island looks good. Freeze and spray warnings to the north in Alaska and southwestern Alaska. Expect some small craft advisories and gale warnings along the coastal areas as well. Alright, let's move on to the Storm Prediction Center outlook, and it's going to look something like this here. We have general thunderstorms along the outer banks of North Carolina, from New Orleans to Brownsville, Texas to Springfield, and then from Houston to Lupkins to Alexandria, Shreveport, Louisiana. Marginal risk of severe weather for your Tuesday. Tornado probability is less than 2% all areas. Damaging winds less than 5% all areas, and large hail is going to be the main concern in Houston to Lupkins to Shreveport and Alexandria areas as well. And finally, let's take a look at the tropics. This is what it's going to look like here. Everything is quiet pretty much. If it'll roll out here, let's see if it'll continue. There we go, it rolled out. And there is Melissa, south of Jamaica, or south and southwestern Jamaica, the center of the storm. Now we'll continue to push on off to the north and east, and the United States looks all clear. Alright, well, I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe if you have not. Like the video, share the video. We'll catch you back in the next one. Have a wonderful Monday evening, folks. Take care, and also enjoy the weather, because it's the only weather you got.